What is good people? This your boy Sean J, representing Debonair Millionaires. Today we're talking about how to make this recession your blessing. I got 10 different rules to make you come out on top of this recession. Let's talk about it. So you probably have heard that a recession is in our near future or in our present. And if you haven't been through a recession, this is the time that you should know these rules, all right? So you're probably gonna go through 3 or 4 of these in your lifetime. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you know certain rules that you should follow. I'm not gonna say you must, but you should follow to help you come out clean every time you have one, all right? If you're not prepared or if you are prepared, this is the rules that you should follow. So if you've never been through a recession, you're probably asking yourself, what is a recession and why do I care? Well, I'll give you the Google definition and I'll tell you what I think what a recession really is, right? So the Google definition is a business cycle contraction of general decline in economic activity. So what that means is basically the people out there are spending less money at businesses. And if the businesses are not making enough money, that means they can't keep all of their employees. So the first thing to go is people who are, expendable employees. So if you're not a good employee, you're gonna be going first, you're gonna lose your job. And it doesn't matter what sector, what field, if they feel like they have too many people or if they feel like your job is monotonous and not important, they will get rid of you. Okay, so that's why it's important to you. The second thing is to worry about is the prices. Now that there is less employees to work the system, that means things will not be as convenient as they once were. You understand? So without less employees, like let's say Amazon has to fire 10,000 employees in your state, right? Then that means that they're gonna have to cut off some of the transportation routes. Some of those trucks you won't get things the next day, That's gonna cut down some things where your convenience will be interrupted. And then the price will be higher because they gotta have those people work longer hours usually. And the third thing is that we live in a debt economy. So most people have credit cards or a car loan or a house loan. So those people who have variable loans, those loans will get more expensive. You will be paying more for anything that you have because they've raised the interest rates on you. So they're making you pay back their problems. You understand? So that's basically what's happening right now. So like I said, this is your 10 rules or lessons to make this recession your blessing. Let's go over. Okay, so number 1, never exchange money for your reputation. What I mean by this is that money and your reputation is a belief. It's something that's thought of. It's not really tangible. Like money, we could say is real, but that's because the world gives it value. But other than that, there's nothing backing it. It's just what we believe is real, But your reputation is something that you build, So whenever you put money first over your reputation, you have the chance to lose your credibility. You do not want to lose your credibility. You want to be that person who stands for something, who believes in something. So, and people like people who actually stand for whatever they believe in, People do not like confused and disorganized people. So whenever you make a choice on something, people value that because they have something to stand by. There's something that they know that's who you are as a person. So whenever you put your reputation on the line for some money, you stand a chance to lose all credibility. One thing with business is that we need you to have credibility. We need to know who you are. We need to know that you know who you are. If you do not know and you're confused, you will eventually lose all that you have if you don't know who you are. Number 2, money is fast, but wealth is slow. What I mean by this is to make money, you have to solve a problem quickly. People will pay you if you can solve their issues faster. That's what it's all about. Money is just convenience. It helps people get into the space that they want conveniently, So if you have a product or something that helps a person, get to that process faster or get to that conclusion that they want, that solution or whatever, then that makes you money. But wealth is over time. It takes time to build real wealth. Like money is, easy come, easy go. But wealth stays there for a lifetime if you do it right, correct? True wealth takes diligence and consistency. That's the only way to get true wealth. Money is fast, like I said, but wealth is slow. So it's gonna take you time to build. It's brick by brick by brick to build this house. Number 3, stay away from those who have a scarcity mindset or are living a life of desperation. What I mean by this is that misery loves company. Those who have a scarcity mindset have a disease where they believe that they are getting less than what they offered, right, at the point in time. So they're gonna bring any facts to you and want to talk to you about it. And then you're gonna start to think the same way. You're gonna believe that you're not good enough. You're gonna believe that there is not enough for everyone here. So people who live in a scarcity lifestyle can often give up on life, and then they can make you give up on life. And you should never give up on life, because you can always come out of anything. And then therefore, for the people who are living in desperation, notice that they will do anything for money. And you do not want to be around somebody who thinks that money is the only thing that matters, because money does matter. But there's certain things, if you want to keep a certain reputation, you should not do. And those people will convince you to do it, Like, you think about bank robbers. They all felt in scarcity. The point of not hanging around anybody who's in desperation is just because they will pull you into ideas that you shouldn't be involved in. Desperate people do desperate things. Number 4, your attention is your guidance. All right, in life, we all know that 24 hours is a day, right? So how are you spending most of your hours? If you're on Instagram liking people's pictures or like looking at what other people are doing, then you spend no time of what you're doing. You spend no time of building yourself. You spend no time of trying to make things better in your house, When you look at Instagram or when you look at Netflix or you look at any of that stuff, you are taking away from your time to build yourself. You understand that? So if you are giving that much attention, if you're spending hours on Instagram or any of the social media networks, anything, if you're not building yourself to make yourself better, if you're not trying to find knowledge, then you cannot be mad at the outcome you will receive. The thing is that if you want to make more money, you have to focus on how you should make more money, which is more skills. If you have more skills, then more money will come. Number 5, you gotta take risks. What I mean by this is that, you ever hear that person who has a great idea but hasn't executed the idea yet? Like, they keep talking about what they're gonna do? Those people have not realized that there is never a perfect time to start anything. Sometimes you just gotta start, If it's ready or not ready, it's time to go. You gotta put it in go mode, If you sit in indecision, you may miss your opportunity. So you might as well take the chance, take a risk, go after what you want. Whatever your dream is, you must go after it now, Don't sit there and wait saying, I need this and I need that. You need to start. That's what you need to do. Number 6, money is jealous. Now, what I mean by this is, money's kind of like a jealous girlfriend. What does a jealous girlfriend need from you? She needs your attention, number 1. She needs your comfort, number 2. Number 3, she needs you to be confident. She needs those 3 things, right? So let me break that down. If you spend money like you don't care about her, she will leave you. If you're careless with your money, that shows that you're not giving it the right attention. Every dollar that you spend can either attract more of her or send her to someone else. Now let's talk about comfort. It's not about how much money you can make, it's about how much money you can keep. Now this goes directly over the first one, right? If you spend money to make money, then yeah, she's gotta love you more. You gotta spend the money to develop the relationship with her. The money that you make, however you use her, is what develops a relationship with her. So yes, you might make $1 million, but you could spend $1 million and lose it all, right? But if you make $1 million and you have a savings account and you also are buying assets to grow her, grow your relationship with her, she's gonna stay with you. You understand? She needs to know that you're gonna do right by her by spending her on the right things to keep her, She needs to know this. And if you're not doing that, you're gonna lose her. Money loves confidence. If you know in your mind that the next deal is gonna be a big deal, it's all about plotting whatever's in the future, So if you buy something and you know it's gonna grow, that's what it's all about. She needs you to be confident in your decision making whenever you're using her. She loves it when you use her in the right way. That's a YouTube video all by itself, really. Number 7, make the money. Don't let the money make you. All right, so my example of this is, there was a time in my life after I got kicked out of the military, I had gotten a job. The only job I can get was at Walmart, right? And working at Walmart was horrible. It's one of the worst places I've ever worked at in my entire life. They treat people like bad, just bad. But anyway, there was an opportunity that I had while I was there where they said, hey, you want to become a manager? And I said, no. I hate the way you guys treat people. Why would I want to continue a life? Why would I want to start a career here? The guy was talking about how much money he made. I think it was like $40,000. And I was just like, man, I mean, that's probably more than I made in the military, but I don't want to do that. I don't like how y'all treat people. So in that moment, I am thankful that I said no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't let the money make me, you know? Because just because they offered this money, I could have took that and I could have still been working there now. Miserable. Number 8, every opportunity isn't for you. All right, so during that same time frame, while I was working at Walmart as a stocker, you know, I was, working hard like usual, stocking up stuff. I don't remember what aisle it was or whatever, but I do remember some guy approached me, say, "Hey man, I like the way you work. You're doing a lot over here. You got a smile on your face, look like you enjoy yourself." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is what I do. It doesn't matter the money. I care about my name, So he was like, "All right, cool, man. I got an opportunity for you, man." And he hands me a card or whatever, right? I was like, "All right, cool. I'll hit you up later then," right? So I hit him up later. I'm like, "Yo, bro, what's the opportunity? Let me know." He was like, "Well, we actually have a meeting on Saturday around 10 o'clock. If you want to come through, you just got to dress to impress." And I was like, "For sure, bet. I'll be there." And then this is how you know I was so broke at the time, right? I went to the Goodwill, bought me a suit, and was like, "I'm gonna rock this." Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But anyway, I arrived 15 minutes early, go up in there, walk in the thing. I see people actually in suits, actually, in casual wear and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool. This is, where the suits are at, whatever, right? And then the meeting starts, and then they bring up the first person to introduce themselves. They just introduce themselves, what they do, and, whatever it is. And then they're asking about, do you want to make passive income? You want to make $1 million and stuff like that. I was excited, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, man, I'm in the right place. Thank God, right? And then the next person comes up there. It's like, yeah, this is an opportunity you just don't want to miss. Then he started telling us how much he made and all this other stuff. And I was just like, man, that's crazy. But then I started listening more and more and more. And then at the end, they said there's a monthly fee. Then you had to pay for products. It was one of them MLM things, I think it was like Amway or something like that. Not to put Amway down, it's just that it wasn't an opportunity for me. But when I heard about there's a monthly fee and then I gotta pay for the stocking fee and then all this other stuff, I was like, is this really an opportunity? Why do I have to pay for this? I was just disappointed. I'm like, why would I have to buy your products to sell them to my family and friends? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, then I started to really think about it. I was like, yo, if you're such a rich person, why the hell y'all giving meetings on a Saturday morning? Like, stuff started to click. Like when I think about stuff logically, that's when I was like, this ain't the opportunity for me. I knew immediately, as soon as they started asking for money, this is a money trap. They're the ones making money. Whenever an opportunity happens, of course, if you find it, then you are the one to put in the money. But if they find you and they're asking for money, that's not an opportunity for you. You need to know that, because it's happened to me multiple times where somebody's like, yo, I got this opportunity. All I need is this much money from you. You need money from me? It sounds like a scam. Every single time it sounds like a scam. So whenever an opportunity arises, just, think logically about it. Why do they need you? You know what I'm saying? If they didn't know anything about you, or if they did know something about you, like, what quality do you have that they will need you? And you gotta think the only quality you may have is the desperation that you're in at that moment. Like, I was desperate at that moment, but I knew, like, logically, like, what am I doing paying you for this opportunity that you're giving me? It doesn't make sense. And this leads me right into my number 9. You can say no. And what I mean by this is that during a recession, you're gonna find that you know a few people that are starting to struggle. And then when that struggle gets too hard, they're gonna find an opportunity to ask you for some money, to borrow some money, Now, I know a lot of people who say they have a heart will probably say, you just gotta give your last. Don't just give it to them. And I beg to differ on that. If your cup ain't full, you only have one cup, right? And if your cup ain't full, then you can't give to anyone else. You need to make yourself happy first so you can give and share to others. So you got to get right. So that's the first thing. If anything, you can't say no. If you need the money back, do not give it. You understand? Do not give it. Say you don't got it. A matter of fact, if a friend or a family member asks you, say, hey, I'd rather not give you the money because I do not want to mess up our relationship. That's it. They got to respect that. If they were your friend, they got to respect that. Anybody can tell you that money will drive a wedge through anything. So don't let it get in between your relationships, that people that you love and care about, Now, if you do got it, do not be abused, Because once they get it from you and, they don't pay you back, then, hey, they think they can do it again. And that's why I say it's better to give out the information. I like to think instead of giving them some of your harvest, you help them grow their own seeds in their own garden. You know, they got their own garden, you know, you can help them find the soil, you can help them get better seeds, but you don't need to pull from your harvest to give to them. Number 10, you have to find a way to have an emergency fund. And what I mean by emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of all your expenses. You need all your expenses for 3 to 6 months. And what this does is give you a buffer, because there's going to be a lot of different opportunities during a recession that you can take. But having that buffer will give you the confidence that you need to take a responsible risk. When that opportunity comes, you're gonna be set, you know, you're gonna be ready, you know, if you have that buffer. But if you don't have that buffer, every move that you make will be a risk, you know, every move. So it's not just about the opportunities. Anything can happen, you know. If you got kids, there's so many things that can go wrong with them. A car accident. There's so many different things that can happen on a daily basis. But if you have that buffer, you have this confidence about yourself. You can move differently. You can confidently take that opportunity, you know. I want you to think about it like this. Emergency fund is like your defense, right? It's like your defense. And what wins games? The defense, right? So if you have a great defense, which you have 36 months of, you know, confidence behind you, that means when you go on offense to take that opportunity, it's going to be a great one. You put the real thought to make a good decision on your opportunity. That's all what it's about. That's my 10th and final rule. With that being said, I hope this set of guidelines helps you during this recession to make the right decisions. This is what it's all about. With this small set of guidelines, you should be able to make yourself available for the next opportunity that you'll see during this recession. The whole thing is making this recession your blessing. This your boy Sean J, Debonair Millionaires. Holla.